Hi, 8th graders. Today we talked about converting rates. Rates compare two separate units. Usually you hear about like miles per hour. We're comparing how many miles occur in 1 hour. That would be a unit rate. Maybe drips per minute or meters per second, that kind of thing. There's two separate units involved, right? You did this in 7th grade, so there's not much more to it. We're just um, using, I'm forgetting the word, dimensional analysis. We're using dimensional analysis to find that out. All right, so let's look at the homework, and we'll see uh, some of the problems that we're using in rates. So in the front, a whole bunch of the same thing. We'll just pick a random one here, gallons per minute, or grams per minute, and kilograms per hour, right? We know it's grams because gallons is GAL. Let me get my toolbar back out here. 400 grams per minute, and how many kilograms per hour is this? So we know we're going to have to change grams to kilograms, and we can look at our reference sheet and see, do we have a direct conversion for that? Sorry about that, I had to pause it for a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to convert grams to kilograms, and we're going to look at our reference sheet and say, do we have a grams to kilograms conversion? All right, grams to milligrams, kilograms and grams. This is the convert within a system, so kilograms to grams, grams, kilograms, these are the same. So that will work. So we'll go ahead and write that. We're going to take grams directly to kilograms, and then minutes to hours, right? And do we know of a direct minute to hour conversion? Of course, there's 60 minutes and 1 hour, so we're just going to go straight over. Right? We're going to write this as a fraction, 400 grams per 1 minute, and then we're going to multiply it by a new fraction. Now here's where you get to kind of do whatever you want. You can either convert the grams first or the minutes first, either one. We usually do the what's on top and we move it to the bottom, so let's do the minutes. Let's go ahead and move the minutes to the top, and the reason we move minutes from the bottom to the top is so that they'll cancel, right? If it's on the bottom and the top, they can cancel out and they go away, because we don't want minutes anymore, we want hours. So we'll go straight from minutes to hours, and we know that 60 minutes is 1 hour. Check. We did this one. It's done. We don't have to think about it anymore. Now we can cancel out our minutes, we have our hours, and now let's focus on our grams. We're going to multiply by a new fraction, and the grams were on top, they go to the bottom so they'll cancel. Put our kilograms on top, and there are 1 kilogram to 1,000 grams. Grams on top, grams on bottom, they cancel. Then did we get from grams to kilograms? Check, done. We can multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. So 400 times 60 times 1 is 24,000. And what else is on top? Just kilograms. Over, right, that's 1 minute. 1 times 1 times 1,000. 1,000. What else is on bottom? What's left? Hours. Right? Now they don't want to know kilograms per 1,000 hours. They want to know kilograms per 1 hour. So we're going to divide the top divided by the bottom. 24,000 divided by 1,000 will be 24 kilograms per hour. Okay, so that was one of those. Let's look at another one that might be a little bit more work. Let's see. We'll do number 34 here. Right. I'm sorry, number 12 on page 33. It says 34 quarts per minute. 34 quarts per minute. So pull that off there. And the first thing we're going to think, okay, is can I get from quarts to liters? look at my reference sheet. Is there a direct quarts to liters? Quarts are customary, liters are metric, so I use this part. Do I have a quarts to liters? No, in fact, it doesn't start with quarts on anything. Well, do we end with liters on anything? Yeah. We have cups to liters and gallons to liters, but no quarts to liters. So this is going to be the last part of my trip. I'm going to go from either cups to liters or gallons to liters. Let's see, if we start with quarts, where could we go? So we're going to go up here to the customary to customary and say, all right, quarts to pints. No, don't want that. Oh, wait, quarts to gallons. And down here we had liters and gallons, or gallons to liters. So that'll work, right? That'll work. Cups, quarts to cups is actually a little bit further. We'll have to go to quarts to pints and then pints to cups. So let's go to shorter route of quarts to gallons. Okay, so we're going to go from quarts, not G, Q, quarts to gallons, and then gallons to liters. And then we have the same minutes to hours here. And we do know of a direct minutes to hours conversion. Okay, I'm going to put this as a fraction. 34 quarts per 1 minute. And multiply that by a new fraction, right? And again, we get to pick either, are we going to deal with the quarts first or the minutes first? Let's go ahead and deal with the quarts first. So quarts were on top, so we're going to multiply by a new fraction where quarts are on the bottom. All right? Why did we move it to the bottom? So we can cancel out after we're done, because we don't want quarts anymore. So we're going to change those quarts to gallons. So we look at the reference sheet. The reference sheet says there's 1 gallon and 4 quarts. So now that we did that, did we get to our liters? No, but we did get rid of our quarts and we can move it to gallons. So we can multiply by a new fraction that takes gallons to liters. Gallons were on top. They go to the bottom. And now liters are on top. And here's where we can look on our reference sheet just to make sure. 1 gallon is 3.785 liters. 1 gallon, 3.785 liters. Our gallons cancel now. Right? We did get from quarts to liters. Check. That part's done. Now we can go back. We see at the beginning we just forgot about our minutes completely. We didn't worry about them all. Now we're going to focus on our minutes. We go back and pick up our minutes. They were on the bottom. They moved to the top. And we're going to change those to hours. So there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. Our minutes cancel. And then what do we have left? Just liters and hours, that's what we wanted. So we'll multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. I have 34 times 1 times 3.785 times 60. 7,721.4. What's left on top? Just liters. Over 1 times 4 times 1 times 1 is 4, and then what's left on bottom? Just hours. Now again, they don't want to know how many liters per 4 hours. They want to know how many liters per hour. That's just 1 hour. So I'm going to divide this by 4. 1,930.53. Oops, there we go. 35. Let's just write that all over again. 1,930.35. And does the homework say, do we need to round to the nearest hundredth if necessary? So this is the 100th place, so no need for any more rounding. And that's liters per hour. Okay, so this is dimensional analysis. This takes most of the thinking out of all this. You don't need to think, do I divide or multiply? What do I do? It puts it all where it needs to go. You just need to remember to keep turning, if it's on top, put it on bottom so we can cancel it. If it's on bottom, put it on top so we can cancel it. Right? You're not switching both of these at the same time. You're only focusing at one at a time. Right? If we're focusing on the quarts, we ignore the minutes until we're done with those quarts. If we're focusing on the minutes, we ignore the quarts and the gallons, right? And we can see that a little bit more clearly when we focus on the bottom here. We focus on the minutes, so we ignore the grams and just did the minutes. All right. Good luck on your homework. I hope this will help you figure out the rest of the problems. Again, just do the same thing over and over and over. All right. Good night. God bless, and I hope that everything goes well.